Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And off we go from Seattle. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25. This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And off we go from Seattle. And how about this for a start? This is out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Are they still alive? I'm feeling like Will. I feel like a prince. I'm feeling myself. I'm loaded with bills. Because I was a blessed with no one who failed. Don't know how it feels. I wanted to flex and totally chill. I'm making a flip. Flip. Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Mike, 54.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And now it's second down.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Right there.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Fred Warner.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
2-yard line.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
On third down, Wilson. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
By the 40.
Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. First carry for Raheem Mostert. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 30. 10.
In your face!
Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, 79 yards. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Robbie Gould lining up for the point.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Taken in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like it. I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football. And that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run this with Homer, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
The ball carrier.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup.
But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 38 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And this carries into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's into the clear. Past the 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, 83 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
6 yards left on 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Tyler Lockett.
I'm the best in the game.
All the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 78 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Extra point.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
2nd and 2 at the 27-yard line.
On second down, Mostert.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jordan Brooks coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 9 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Again here on 2nd and 10. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Seahawks take over first down.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race.
It's sad they pay me. I'll do this for free.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Travis Homer, 89 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
21, 49ers 14. Jason Myers to get
after the touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away.
This will make it into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
2nd and 5 now. Garoppolo. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there.
Complete.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Garoppolo on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
That's caught by his running back, Raheem Mostert.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
49ers first down.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Lines up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and it's second down.
Griffin there defensively.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The ball carrier.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Jordan Reed.
15 for the Niners there and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Back to the running game with Mostert.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 31 yards there and a first down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. To throw is Garoppolo. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll run with Mostert. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Gold to add the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
That ties the game at 21 apiece.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Barrett, on the tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A gain there of 21 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Now left side on the swing pass. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Chris Carson. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd
and that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Watch the eyes. Friday. Move the team. Mike 5-4. Right here.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson flushed out right. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing that they're picking up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
49.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson, that's complete into the hands of Carson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
They'll take over.
So how about that for a momentum switch?
16-yard line.
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, Incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Garoppolo.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Going on the ground with Homer. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. This is Homer. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Here's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Throwing now is Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him out to the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone. As he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Their own 14-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. One final try now for Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Today's final score, Seahawks 28.
Going into the final play of this game, they knew that they